that don't know my story. And so I'm so honored. Thank you, Dr. Chester, and my cheerleader, Vicki, over there, for making this possible, because I said I really want to be sure before they leave here from this conference that they at least know a snippet of me. And then I'll say the big stuff for when I return. All right. I think next year I may be able to go against some of those people. But anyway, as she said, my name is Merlina Valentine. I'm a lifelong educator of over 30 years. I've been a teacher, assistant principal, and executive director of elementary schools in a district right outside of New Orleans, Louisiana. Very successful district. I was principal of a pre-K to 5th grade school, 650 students, 100+ employees, and I cherished that job more than anything. I thought that being a principal was probably going to be the most challenging thing I did in my life, except that it was probably the most rewarding thing and not the most challenging thing I would face. I faced something more challenging in my life, and I still get choked up about it, not because I'm sad about what happened, but because I am such a person who has grown from what happened to me. 10 years ago in August, this upcoming August, my life as I knew it changed forever. And I'm going to ask you a question, and you guys have to be honest when I ask it. I had a simple kidney stone. How many of you know somebody who has had a kidney stone? Pretty common, right? So I sought treatment, and this was the first week of school that school was going to be opening. I went to the first hospital after finding out I had a stone, being sent home. The second hospital, I arrived at the third hospital, all of these in the course of 3 days, and finally arrived at the fourth hospital where they finally got it right. I had become septic from that kidney stone, and I arrived 30 minutes from dying. That night I learned that my family was told I had a less than 10% chance at surviving the night. And that if I survived the night, my quality of life would never be the same. And I process that now thinking I was given 10%, but they don't know me, and they also don't know who I am today. And so that wasn't me. I'm here, I can just survive. I thrive in my new life. I spent 3 weeks in ICU on a ventilator. Every major organ inside of my body failed. I spent 3 months in the hospital recovering. I was sent home from my wonderful principalship for 2 years to recover and fight back. You see, I won that little battle, but the war was not over. The sepsis didn't just change my life by having me almost to the point of death. It also caused something else to happen, which I didn't realize was a byproduct of sepsis. The blood flow to my limbs was compromised. And so I'm going to ask you this question. Before I tell this story today, do you think there's anything different about me? Those of you who were with me last night dancing and doing all that, y'all don't tell. But, you know, would you ever guess, before knowing this, that I am a quad amputee? Come on now, get a bigger reaction. Oh! Okay, so I lost both of my legs below the knee. I lost both of my hands as a result of sepsis almost 10 years ago. And you want to talk about We Rock? Yeah. Okay. I believe that I was left here to tell this story and left here to share my message, my testimony, because I do not take this second chance at life very lightly. There were some things that motivated me to fight to come back. I had passion, I had a spirit of perseverance, and I had my why, the purpose in my heart. Besides my family, at that time, he was only my boyfriend of 1 year when this happened, and I had a daughter who was going away to college, my only child, when this happened. But besides getting to them, the only thing that motivated me more was I started something in my school that I hadn't finished as a principal. I was going back. Now, I'm going to tell you that every medical professional told me that was impossible, that school was too demanding, my job was too demanding, I could never make that happen. And all I did was smile every time they told me that. I said, you don't realize you are my haters and you are becoming my motivators, because I'm going to do this. And my district believed in me. That was the good part. Because once they knew that they were going to believe in me and that I could do the job, I knew I just had to figure out how to get there. And I was going to do that. You see, following that, we need to believe in the story of love, because that also saved my life as well. You see, that boyfriend stuck around. And when I asked him, you know, you didn't sign up for this. This is going to be a lifelong commitment. Are you sure? He said, I'd rather be nowhere else but by your side. Ladies and gentlemen, put a ring on it. A couple of years later, we ended up walking down the aisle. I told him I'm not going to walk down the aisle. Be pushed down the aisle. I'm going to walk down the aisle. So until I get to that goal that I set, can you be patient? You see, this man gave up his home, his life, his job, his family. He moved from one town to my town to become my ultimate caregiver along with my family. And, you know, when people tell me about there aren't enough good men in the world, well, I got one. And I'm sure there's one for all of you. You see, our story is also inspiring to people because I tell us we need to believe in others and the power they possess to change your lives. This man went from not knowing what makeup was to now. You see, when I wake up in the morning, I look a little differently with no limbs and no way to prepare myself for the day. And so I have my own personal stylist now. You know, I was an independent woman. Don't tell me how. I want everything matching, make sure it's right, make sure these earrings look good. And now I don't get to choose any of that. My husband blow dries, flat irons my hair. My husband does my makeup. My husband picks out my clothes even, y'all. If you ask me what perfume I'm wearing, I don't know. He picked it. And I tell you that to not just brag on him because he hates when I do that, but I wake up in the morning just humming. What a man, what a man. And so I tell you that because I say I wake up every day with a spirit of gratitude. Yes. And I say, you know, people come to work, and when I returned to school, that was my battle. I said, you know, I got that inspiration thing now down pat. I don't have to do much. Just me walking up steps or going down the hallway, kids and adults are like, look at her. And so then I inspire people. Some of us have to work a little harder. But I also say every morning I choose my attitude. And I say to everybody, mine is worth catching because I'm excited. I'm a motivated person. I'm intrinsically motivated. I was that way before, and now it's just magnified. And why? Because I want people to see that life for me was 5% of what happened to me. I could still be at home feeling sorry for myself, saying, oh, why me? People came in all the time having pity parties. Pity snacks, pity punch. I said, keep it, don't invite me, I'm not coming. Oh, you poor thing, why did this happen to you? I feel so badly for you. And I stop them in their tracks and say, you know what? I'm a living, breathing miracle. I don't want your pity. I don't need you to feel sorry for me. Look at me. I don't say, why me? I say, why not me? Who can do this with style and grace but me? I was chosen for this task. I was chosen, and I didn't know it then, but I sure know it now, and I promise you my husband knows it now, because he's on this journey with me. He makes all these things possible for me. He's my IT guy, he's everything. And you know, when we sit around and feel sorry for ourselves and not have gratitude and focus on, guess what? What's missing from our lives. We focus on what we don't have. Well, you know, I myself focus on what I do have, and I have a lot missing from me in my life. I don't focus on what I can't do because that steals your joy. I focus on today I encountered a hurdle and guess what? I jumped over it. Today I figured out how to do something new. I think about when I was in that hospital bed, I vowed that I would use every moment that I had in front of anybody to inspire and uplift them. And you know, I said I'm going to encounter people who aren't ready to receive this. More importantly, I want my children to learn in my building to be tolerant of people, to accept differences in people, and to embrace diversity and disabilities. And I was going to model that. I wasn't sure they'd accept me, except that when I got back, I learned that the 5th graders who were there when I was ill and were excited that I was coming back had already started a Name My Limb contest. And I said, you know, I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. They're like, no, it's a good thing. That means they're embracing you. And I said, well, what are they doing? They're trying to name your legs and hands so that when they talk to you about it, they're comfortable. And the first graders will be okay. And the kindergarten, I said, y'all go ahead and name my limbs. And you know what happened? They introduced you to Jack and Jill, Hansel and Gretel. So when I tell you that Jack and Jill, and no offense, man, but the leg that gives me the most trouble is Jack. He's always jacked up, but that's okay. And I meet people all the time, and they are sure how to embrace me, and they say, how in the world can you be that happy? Happy is my life's theme song. I choose happiness. It's not a destination. No one can buy you happiness. No one can make you happy. You have to choose happiness. No, I have to choose it. Because every day I could be good about what happened. You see, the first, second, and third hospital sent me home and didn't figure out what was going on with me. And if I could go back to hospital 1, I'm always asked that. And they could change what they did and save my life in a different way. Would I? Let me surprise you. Absolutely not. You see, I'm on a journey right now that I am loving because my story inspires people and helps people. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I met someone the other day, and this was early on in the day, and we were eating lunch, and it was a buffet like today. Everybody's not ready to be a part of your circle and your story. And the lady watched my husband, who went to get my plate and put it on the table, got my drink, put it on the table. He even went back and got some gumbo because I'm from New Orleans, outside of New Orleans. That's important. He forgot the gumbo. Babe, I need the gumbo. And so as he goes back, she was watching, and I could tell, and she looked over, and she came over to me. And I thought, oh, great, she's going to ask me, you know, what's going on. And it's different to watch somebody serve you like that. And, you know, the lady said to me, you know, I've been watching what's going on. And I thought she was going to say, I just love what. No, she said to me, you're either very lazy or very spoiled because your husband's going back and forth and he hasn't had a chance to eat. You know, and I had to take a deep breath and a time out. I know that's right. Before I responded, because I said, remember, you said you were going to embrace every teachable moment. This is one. And you can't be the Merlina you were before amputations, because it would have been a little different, I promise you. You said you were going to be someone who taught others about judging people by the way they are and not by who they are. And so I said, how can I respond in a way that kind of gets the old me mixed in with the new me? And so I said, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you haven't met your king yet, who treats you like a queen, like my husband does. And, you know, good luck to you on that. And that lady looked at me, her face was red. I think she left her food on the table and left. You see, she'd come over to say, I'm admiring. You know, there was somebody today, I don't remember who you are, but she saw me waiting to get my food. And my husband was in line to get my food. She didn't know I was a quad amputee. I couldn't hold that plate. Okay? And so she said, do you want to get in front? And I said, oh, no, ma'am, my husband is getting it. She said, I like him. And I said, I like him too. And you see, that's different. She didn't sit there and say, well, I wonder why she's not picking her own plate. Her husband, she didn't know my story. But you see, those are people who have the right spirit about them. And I think that by being here with all of you, you would never come over and use the word lazy to someone who is likely working herself to death. You see, I returned to my school of 650 students 2 years to the date of my illness. I didn't walk in. I danced in it. You guys last night know I can dance, right? I saved my video for next year. But Beyonce, look out, because I was working my inner Beyonce in my video with my kids. And so when I returned, I created a culture of acceptance, of tolerance, of just embracing people. My children saw me for my possibilities and didn't focus on my disability. And I use that every single day to inspire them, to ask them to be something they were not, to believe in themselves. Because when I believed in myself, I was able to achieve excellence. That first year, we reduced referrals by over 60% because of the connections and relationships I worked to build with my staff and my students. We also excelled in the first 3 years and became a top game school. In that year, I also was selected as our district's principal of the year, quad amputee. I was selected as Regional Principal of the Year and one of the top 5 principals in the state of Louisiana, quad amputee. But remember, people said I'd never return to my job. My superintendent was appointed and she came to me, and it broke my heart because my passion is my children. And she said, I need you to come up and help us lead all of our elementary schools. I said, who, me? Okay, you remember that I love the children, and she said, I need you. And my answer is always yes when someone needs me. And so what I say that for is not to be boastful or pride. It is to tell you that things can be accomplished when you put your mind to it, when you remain committed and dedicated to your calling, to my why, my purpose. I believe in what I do. And, you know, I hate to say this, but last year at this time, I had 30 years of education and something was pulling me somewhere else. And so as of last year at this time, I'm retired. I finished my career when people said at 20 years it was over. You see, I decided to be the author of my own story. Yes. So for every person who put a question mark in my story and said, I don't know if she can go back to being principal. I don't know if she can do the job. And the other people who put a period in my story, oh girl, your career is over. Think of what else you can do. Maybe work from home on the computer. And maybe you could just, you know, I don't know. You know, they were trying to write my story. I'm the author of my own story. Come on. I put exclamation points every page. Because why? I live life boldly. I live life confidently. And I make sure that I make every moment, every day count. I live life intentional. Yes. And I use my platform to inspire others. And you educators, you may not encounter the medical tragedies that I did, but I know you can face adversity every single day of your lives. And what I want you to do is take my story, put it into your heart, and pull it back out when you need it, when those trying times, and they will happen. They will happen. I want you to use my story to set you up for doing things that we know ordinary people do extraordinary things every single day. So please believe in yourself. I'm going to close with what made me know that in my first year, I had done what I set out to do. I said, you know, I'm going back to do this job, and I'm going to give it my all. And I'm going to show children that they should persevere. I told thousands of children, you should never say, I've given up. You know, perseverance is when you keep going, when giving up is the best option. I didn't take that option. And so I said, you know, the only way I'm going to be able to judge if I did well, forget the awards. I'm going to tell you this, Dr. Harry K. Wong himself visited my school and did an article on our success in his teachers.net website. I presented with this man at a national conference. I had no idea this was going to happen. We were on the Today Show, not just me, our love story. So if y'all Google that, go watch my husband. He doesn't want to come, but go watch this man who should be doing his own class on how to be a great man. I give him this talk, trust me. And then we were in Ebony magazine. And do you think if I decided to stay in that bed and to feel sorry for myself, all of this would have happened? No. So don't ever say things are impossible. I take the I am out of impossible. It's possible. And so on that last day of school, that's my day that I am emotional. And imagine this is coming back as a quad amputee after 2 years and just feeling like we did it. I survived. And the way that I judged that was how my children were different. And I don't know if you have kindergarten, but I had pre-K and kindergarten. I had a kindergartner who cried and screamed. Kindergarten teachers, y'all know, every day for the first 6 weeks of school. She screamed. We peeled her off her mother because she'd never been to school. She never left home. And she had a hard time transitioning. She became my best friend. She spent the time screaming in my office so I could get my work done until I could transition her to class. And so we grew really close. And, you know, I watched her bloom, and she became one of the best kindergarten students we had. We just had to be patient with her. It took her whole time. And I have that kind of patience. And so on the last day, she ran up to me, and she grabbed me, and she said, Miss Valentine, I just want to say you're the best principal I ever had. And she darted off to her bus. And y'all know what I did? I just turned around, and the tears were flowing, and I had teachers bringing me tissue and hugging me and saying, you did it, you did it. I said, yes, this is what I need confirmation from the children, the youngest child in our school. She said, I'm the best. And then y'all know the buses pulled off, and I started walking back to the office, and reality set in a little bit. What grade did y'all hear me say she was in? Kindergarten. What else did y'all hear me say? First time she ever been to school. So guess who was the only person she ever had? And guess who didn't care? Because I was telling everybody I'm the best. Y'all heard it? I'm the best. I did it, and I will keep doing it. And so sometimes I leave off the part that she'd never been to school. Sometimes they even make her a fourth grader, so I can act nice. But for y'all, I told the truth. But you see what I do? I celebrate small victories. Yes. Because when you're trying to persevere, we don't celebrate enough. My small victories become my big victories. The first time I could eat popcorn, the first time I could put my own eyeliner on, the first time things you take for granted, I could do those things. I have almost a party like I won the lottery. And my family knows. I post it on Facebook, and I will let them know. And it's to tell them that whatever you're going through, whatever adversity you face, whatever challenges you have as an educator, I need you to keep fighting. I'm still in the war with you. I'm still in the game. I'm still there. I'm just touching lives on a different level and trying to reach out to more people than just my community. And I want to continue to give back, which is why I reached out to you, because I saw some stuff that I needed to be a part of. And I said, if I can't save our children and I don't do my part, then my second chance at life is truly not what it should be. I want to say thank you for what you do. Thank you for welcoming us and for making us feel like we're part of a family here. Yes. And I only hope to see this family grow, because more people need to be touched by what you do, educators, and especially for the children who need us the most. And so I say, on behalf of myself and my personal assistant and wonderful husband, Tori, y'all meet him as well. Give him his hugs and kisses and high fives like I do, because I could not be who I am without him. And I say that to you because none of us make it on our own. I have a family that supports me. I have wonderful friends, but most importantly, I have a man by my side who has said, your dream became my dream, and I gave up what I had to make sure yours was worth living. Wow. And so, thank you. I've been telling you about already, right? Wow. If you weren't inspired before that moment, what a powerful 2 days we've had that we shared together. And again, let's just give her another a round of applause. That's not zero. I'm just saying that's not zero. And y'all people dance. I'm talking about dance. Sarah did dance for up last night. As I said, and you're in here now, and as I said right before the close of, right before our amazing Shiro got up to share with us, we really are interested in people being a part of this journey that we're on together. And we're going to officially close out. We have a lot of things we'll talk about at the banquet tonight, or the whatever, the scholarship ball, prom, adult prom. We have some things that we're going to talk about. I'll even talk more about what Dr. Chester and I did over the country, but right now, this moment, we want to share with those who want to be a part of our history. We are in need of people to serve, and I'm using this term loosely, as ambassadors, in the sense in your districts, in your cities, in your states, in your schools, to share this grassroots effort of allowing people to understand what it is we have here. What we have here that draws this amazing woman who has been featured on Oprah and all the different places Not open. Today's show. She told me open, but I'm claiming it. All right. But she's been featured all over the country. And Sean Hurton, what he's doing in Principal Kafele, and all these amazing people who decided to be attached to what we're doing and who are already serving as ambassadors. We would like for those of you who are interested in joining us and learning more about how you can play a part to actually stay around for about 15, 20 minutes. And Dr. Chester and I will share with you. The other ones of you that I know you may have some things that you need to do or get ready for tonight, we invite you. We understand if you can't stay around. We invite you that you can leave now. But just in case you're really excited and can't stay, all I need for you to do right now is to text me something. And my number is 904. It's on the back of your badge. If you're interested, all I need for you to text me is Roxy, I'm in. Roxy, I'm in. She tell me your name. We need your name. We need your name, your city and state, and then your level at your school, what you're doing, and your email. So Roxy, I'm in. Name, city and state, email, and what you're doing. Otherwise, you all, we want you to stay. We're going to talk about a few things that we're going to be doing coming up in 2018 and 2019. And for everyone else, we're going to share everything. So those of you that need to, let's give this sister another round of applause. That's my Shiro Valentine. I'm just saying, Shiro Valentine. And look at the name God gave. I'm just saying. Wow. I already told Dr. Chester, okay, that she has to be a keynote next year. Keynote, I'm just saying, let's all vote for it. Yeah. So you all can come a little, well, you guess you can stay where you are. Dr. Chester and I will kind of get together on this. We just want to share, first of all, kind of what our initial goal is for 2018 and 2019. So for 2018, we are looking to actually have 2 regional conferences.